The giant steel ships ride the wind and waves, showing the ambition of mankind to conquer the ocean. However, in this seemingly peaceful underwater world, there is a silent threat hidden. It lurks like a ghost. Once it locks on the target, it will burst out with thunder and tear the enemy into pieces. It is the torpedo known as the underwater ghost. An article in a Chinese magazine has disclosed that the weapon used to strike a naval target during a June exercise was a covered torpedo, which has the potential to significantly boost the effectiveness of China's conventional submarines against major naval assets such as aircraft carriers. In mid-June, China's state-owned CCTV released footage showcasing a Chinese submarine using an advanced torpedo to sink a naval target. The demonstration, part of a People's Liberation Army exercise, was shared widely on social media platforms, including China's Weibo and X, formerly known as Twitter. The video went viral, showcasing the intense moment when the torpedo exploded, causing the ship to be forcefully lifted out of the water, an impact that usually harms the vessel's keel. Initially, information regarding the torpedo was kept under wraps. However, a recent report from the South China Morning Post (SCMP), referencing the Chinese military magazine Ordnance Industry Science Technology, has revealed that the weapon is the Yu-10. The torpedo, featured in a documentary marking the 70th anniversary of the PLA Navy's submarine force, demonstrated formidable firepower during the exercise. The target, believed to be a retired Type 074 amphibious landing vessel, was hit with such force that its stern was thrust skyward, creating a spectacular water plume nearly 100 meters high. Introduced around 2015, the Yu-10 torpedo is a crucial element of the PLA Navy's arsenal. The report indicated that the Yu-10 has become a standard weapon for submarines and surface ships in the PLA Navy. The submarine featured in the exercise was a Type 039B, also known as the Yuan class by Nato. Forming an essential part of China's conventional submarine fleet, 17 of these submarines are currently active. The Type 039B features a sophisticated air-independent power (AIP) system, enabling prolonged underwater missions without requiring surface air. The newer Type 039C variant further enhances these capabilities with improved stealth and reduced noise. Beyond showcasing the torpedo's destructive power, the exercise highlighted the submarine's sophisticated tactical capabilities. This included precise airborne data guidance, rapid submersion, and coordinated missile and torpedo strikes. Chinese submarine officer Wen Zuxing highlighted the exercise's significance in the documentary, stating, "We have achieved historical breakthroughs in sea trials of both torpedo and missile strikes." The Yu-10, also known as the Fish 10, incorporates advanced composite guidance and propulsion systems, making its performance comparable to some of the world's most sophisticated torpedoes. While official specifications are not publicly available, estimates suggest that the Yu-10 has a range of at least 50 kilometers (31 miles), similar to the US-made Mk-48 MOD-7. A significant advantage of the Yu-10, highlighted in recent footage, is its sophisticated wake-homing technology. Wake-homing torpedoes, such as the Russian Type 53 and the Chinese Yu-9, pose a key threat to naval forces because they track their targets by following the wake created by a ship's propulsion system. Wake-homing torpedoes are distinct from other torpedoes as they cannot be fooled by decoys or noisemakers. These torpedoes align themselves with the bubbles in the ship's wake, allowing them to approach the stern, where critical components are often located, and detonate. The wake-homing torpedoes are capable of making multiple passes to accurately locate and align with the target vessel. Once they do, they approach from behind, making them extremely effective and challenging to counteract. This method of tracking makes wake-homing torpedoes highly accurate and difficult to evade. Although there are methods to actively counteract wake-homing torpedoes, a salvo of such weapons can be catastrophic, especially for aircraft carriers. The Chinese magazine emphasized the Yu-10's power, stating that even an aircraft carrier would struggle to avoid sinking if hit by such a torpedo. From the CCTV video, the power of this torpedo means even an aircraft carrier could hardly escape the fate of sinking, let alone destroyers or landing docks, the magazine said. The publication highlighted that the recent test targeted a relatively small 500-ton vessel. However, The magnitude of the shock wave captured in the footage suggested that the torpedo could sink significantly larger ships. Even if the targeted ships are not sunk outright, they would be rendered inoperable. The same kind of torpedo could pose a grave danger to US Navy aircraft carriers. Also, the long-range capabilities of these torpedoes significantly extend the engagement zones for submarines. Submarines can launch torpedoes from a distance during amphibious operations, enabling them to steer clear of danger while still posing a significant threat to amphibious vessels. Many people's impression of torpedoes may still be those underwater missiles with long tails in World War II movies. But in fact, the technical content of modern torpedoes is far beyond your imagination. If the early torpedoes were just single-minded, to charge in a straight line, then the current torpedoes have evolved into underwater killers that combine speed, concealment and intelligence. This requires that the torpedo must have a powerful navigation and guidance system. Early torpedoes could only rely on gyroscopes to maintain their course, which was basically equivalent to opening a blind box. Whether they could hit the target depended entirely on luck. Modern torpedoes are equipped with sonar, wake homing and other guidance methods. They can track the target like a hound, and can even predict the target's position based on its movement trajectory, so that they can hit wherever they point. The torpedo must also have a good body. You know, underwater is a high-pressure environment. Submarines often dive hundreds of meters, and the torpedoes have to follow them to play hide and seek. This puts extremely high demands on the materials and manufacturing process of the torpedo. After all, no one wants to see their secret weapon crushed by water pressure before it is launched.